All right, Gabby. So here is the question that you sent me. So solving a system by graphing. Most important thing you guys have to do first is figure out how to translate these equations, number one over here and number two, into a graph form. And the first thing you need to do is you need to pick out what you can find out of this equation over here. So first thing is your 2 over here is your m value, which is your slope, which is your rise over your run. In other words, how high do you go over a certain amount of time. So we have our rise and we have our run. So in this case, we can see that our slope is 2 over 1. So the rise is 2 over a run of 1. So we are going to go up 2 and we're going to go over 1 every single time that we graph this. We also notice that we have a value over here of 5, which is our y-intercept, the b value, which is where on our y-axis over here is going to end up hitting. So in this case, this has been annoying. So in this case, we have over here a value of 5, which means we're going to count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're going to plot the first point at 5. We can see the slope has a rise of 2, so I can go up from this place 1, 2, and over 1. So our first point is over here, and I can end up making my line, which goes all the way through these points. Now the reason I'm drawing the line first is just so you kind of see that this is not necessarily only going to be able to go up, but we also have to go down and to the left. So slope can go in any of two directions. We can have a positive rise and a positive run, or we can have a negative rise and a negative run. It's going to be the same because when you divide a positive by a positive, it's still positive, and when you divide a negative by a negative, we get is still a positive number. So it works either way. So in this case, I'm going to go left 2, and then I'm going to go down 2. So negative, negative, and then I can plot my next point. So I'm going to go over 1, and I'm going to go down 2 again, and this is my next point, and you can see that this line is slowly becoming my line y equals 2x plus 5. So the second line we have is negative 4x minus 1. So we have over here my y value of negative 1, and I have my x value of negative 4x. So over here, my intercept is going to be at negative 1, and my slope in this case is going to be negative 4 over 1. So what that means is I'm going to go down 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'm going to run positive 1. So in this direction over here, positive because this number is a positive number in the denominator. So I can then create my line, and I can continue to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, and over 1. And this is my new line over here. I can go down. In this case, instead of what I would normally do in this case is I can run, instead of a positive 1, I can run a negative 1, and I can go a positive 4 up because these numbers are the same. Negative 4 over positive 1 is equal because, well, if you just put it in the calculator, you just do the math, if the negative sign keeps the result, that it's going to still be negative 4 is equal to negative 4, and that's still a true statement. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go the other direction as I mentioned, so I'm going to run negative 1, and I'm going to rise 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and what I know, we're going to hit this point over here, and it's the same exact point. So that's where my line's going to end up going, and it's going to cross through that one point, and we've now graphed where these two are going to intersect. So this point in, this point in pink, this is where their two are going to intersect, and we have found our solution. So the solution is at the point negative 1, comma, 1, 2, 3, 3, and that is the solution to the points. So that's how you can solve the system by graphing.